Hello, Galactic Travelers, Cosmic Crew. April 10th, 2018, and some more big energy waves are coming in, hitting the planet in the next few days. Some of us will feel it a little earlier. Some of us are already feeling it. And then there's some other big ones coming up. Got this information from Internal Knowings and plus Aluna Ash, Clairvoyant 9D. That's Aluna, A-L-U-N-A, Ash. Check her out. She has done such, I haven't seen any other soul integrate the knowledge like she has been able to integrate it. And I know it was a process with her too, so don't feel like you're behind, because that's what I did. Don't do that. Different journeys require different journeys and different paths give you time. You know, she was sick for 10 years in bed, so she wasn't doing other things. She had time to really study and understand a lot of the science and things. So when you listen to her, don't think that you're supposed to be there right now. I haven't seen anybody talk about energy the way she does, but I wanted to plug her real quick. I want to talk about Ascension Symptoms because this is a big one. And when it first starts happening, you immediately think that you're sick. You know, the flu. I think, you know, I did a video on this. The flu, especially this season, you know, with the sneezing, the stuffy nose, the body aches, even our children, you know, this isn't normal flu. This is frequency level upgrades is what I call it. Your hip flexors, for me, especially today, which is why, you know, I feel like this energy in a lot of ways has already hit me personally, is in my legs. Like almost like your bones are being squeezed, if that makes any sense. And my hip flexors get really tight. Headaches, migraines, dizziness, foggy, you know, being foggy. You're going to go through periods where your brain feels like it's just on overdrive, like it's a computer that just got a serious upgrade, and you're pulling in knowledge, and you feel this overwhelming need to constantly research. And then you'll have periods after that you can't even put a thought together. You have a hard time even driving somewhere because you're forgetting where you're going. And that's that wave of process, right? And these are waves that we're going to go throughout our ascension journey for the rest of this lifetime, for sure. So once you understand what it is, like everything, then you're able to cognize it and get through it. So that's the number one thing. Realize that if you're experiencing some of these symptoms, you don't have to rush to the doctor. That is a 3D program. That is what they want you to do. It's not what it is, okay? It's these energies that are coming into the planet, and especially for starseeds and way showers and those of us who were in the first wave that experienced this and are now sharing with others that are awakening all around us. It's incredible. Especially in the past 30 days. Trust, okay? When you find somebody, doesn't have to be me, that can mentor you, then just trust and try it. Try not to go back to that old program of, oh, something's wrong, I gotta go to the doctor, okay? That's number one. I highly suggest taking magnesium every day. See, and we know this, right? The foods that we eat, even if we're eating organic food, right, don't have the minerals in it that we need. When we become conscious beings, we are connected to the planet, right? Which is why we're going through this process, because our bodies are becoming less carbon-based. And so when our bodies become, our frequency goes up, then you're releasing these emotions and these triggers, and it literally comes off your body. Look, 10 years ago when I had my son, I was 240 pounds. And it's pretty damn drastic. I'm half the person I used to be. this lifetime, I had weight problems, and I just had this padding on me. My son has it now, but he's only 10. Just thought that that was the way I was made. Well, it's not. That was all this etheric and emotional bodies that we carry around our physical body. You have like a cocoon that goes around your body. You have your physical body, then you have your emotional body, then you have your etheric body. And so what happens is you start clearing all this energy that you're cocooned and trapped in. You go with your intuition. You're wanting to eat different foods. You're wanting to eat fresher. You're not wanting to eat as much crap. I can't eat gluten pretty much at all. It's gotten better, but there was a period of time over the past 5 years that if I ingested it, then I immediately could gain 10 to 15 pounds of water weight and air immediately. Rex called it my food baby. My stomach would just blow up. So you might have allergies that are coming out that you didn't have before, and extra sensitive to processed food. So just listen to your body. Also, some of you might be going the whole healthy direction. Other of us are, you're going to go through a period where you crave sugar all the time and junk food, and that's because the chemistry in your body's changing, and that sugar is helping to release. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, what the sugar does, but there are going to be periods where you're wanting to eat more sugar. So don't trip out about it. Listen to your body. That's the most important thing throughout this process. Listening to your body, trusting your intuition in every way. So, magnesium, 500 milligrams. Number one, if you get migraines, you should be taking this anyway. The magnesium helps to process the energy, right? Because it is one of the elements that is in the earth. Same thing, people are using colloidal gold. I use colloidal gold. I think it's iMed is the brand. And these are things that will be on the website. Colloidal silver. If you are getting tonsil stuff, okay? I know a lot of us starseeds always had tonsil stuff, and I didn't know this until I learned it from the tribe around Christmas time. You're getting this tonsil, either ulcers or sore throat, a lot of the times because your energy's getting trapped there, and it's because we're not speaking our truth. We're still in situations where we can't share everything, so we're bottling it up. And I witnessed this, not knowing it, a couple of years ago when I had to sit through a court hearing against me and the company and all that crap, and I couldn't say anything. And I knew they were lying, so I was sitting there because I was in the audience. I wasn't on the stand. I couldn't say anything for hours, and the next morning I woke up with just tons of ulcers and pits in my throat. That could be the reason why your throat hurts. If you are getting tooth infections, because that's happening, because your pH is changing in your body, because you're literally becoming more of a crystalline body, okay? So if you're getting toothaches, infections, colloidal silver is a antibiotic. It's a natural antibiotic. Interestingly enough, the reason that it isn't used in pharmaceuticals and sold and marked up to $400 a bottle is because you can't patent silver. So get some colloidal silver. I would take it every day. I usually do about 3 drops under my tongue. I think it says a tablespoon. If you're getting sick, if you start feeling like your throat's hurting or you're getting an infection, all that means is that your pH is off. You don't need to go to the doctor and get antibiotics, because that has a way more chemicals in it. They're going to suppress, your process and your awakening, okay, and your ascension. So try the colloidal silver drops first, because I've seen it work. It worked with me. My mentor, Maru from Sun Soul Astrology, it helped me through an illness, and I thank you, because now I'm sharing this with you guys. Migraines. you know, those of us who had migraines typically are all starseeds. Now it makes sense. Migraines have been a huge epidemic. I mean, it's how I got addicted to pain pills. You know, they started giving me pain pills when I was 9 years old because of my migraines were so severe, and it's also how I ended up in some experiments that I'll talk about at some point that I just had some awareness that I was part of. But migraines are, they're the restriction of the blood vessels in your head, okay? So the doctors never could really tell any of us why we had them. They didn't even have drugs for the longest time. I mean, I remember having to drive 3 hours to get to an MRI, right? Because we've evolved so quickly in the healthcare industry. So I'm trying to take you back to when this was. You know, we didn't have these drugs that open up your arteries quickly. But there really hasn't been a medication that's been able to just help migraines, right? I mean, they had me on beta blockers, they had me on heart medication, you know, they had antidepressants, you know, that's how they got us all hooked on that shit. Let's think about it, guys. Why did they give us all that shit? Why'd they give all of us that had migraines, why'd they give us all those drugs? I mean, shit, they gave me Sansert, which I later learned after I tripped out when I was 13 years old, literally was liquid LSD. What the fuck? You're gonna give a 13-year-old liquid LSD. They were giving us these medications because they knew that those energies, especially for us starseeds, we're getting data, we're getting information, okay? You're getting downloads. You're connected. Just being the beings that we are with the DNA and the templates and the codes that we have. They knew this. They're the ones who wrote the medical books. They're the ones who wrote up the different articles, right? So when we get a headache, when we get a migraine, when I found this out, it really helped me to understand, because the pain is intense. You get nauseous, you're throwing up sometimes, but it's mind over matter. And when I learned that there's yogis that work their entire life, practice their entire life in order to reach the auric state of a migraine, because it is the most psychic telepathic messages that they could receive in that state, then I started looking at my migraines a little bit differently. When I get a migraine now, I know, number one, I know why, right? It's because I'm getting downloads. I'm getting messages. My blood vessels in my head are restricting because of the amount of energy that's coming in. And so instead of panicking, because that's what I did, we panic, and then the pain won't stop, and so then all we think about is the pain. Don't think about the pain. Relax your mind and your body as much as possible. Get in, put your feet in hot water. This is a trick. And I can do my whole body most of the time. If it's a really bad headache, I just need to put my feet in. Because what that does is the hot water brings the blood to your feet instead of your head, and it stops that pounding. And if you can stop the pounding, then a lot of times then you can relax a lot better. So I suggest that. I suggest taking the magnesium, relax into it, and focus on what the messages are. And be thankful that you're having this experience, because it's activating your DNA, or it's activating your downloads, or it's giving you information that you know is meant for you. Because instead of suppressing it, and instead of medicating it, and which never works, right? I mean, if that stuff really worked, then maybe we'd be having a different subject, you know, a different conversation here, but it doesn't work. It makes everything worse. And then on top of that, you're enslaved to the system, and you're not freeing yourself, and you're not being able to step into your power, because your power is now given away to somebody to help you through this experience that you thought was a negative experience. Since I've been doing this, I've really been able to minimize. I mean, as long as I can remember, I would go to the emergency room at least twice a year, sometimes once a month, and have to get doped up because it was so intense and so bad. And I haven't had to do that for at least 18 months, and it'll be a year in May, next month, since my activation. So that's a big deal. And it works. So magnesium, 500 milligrams, okay? FeverFew is another one that you can mix in with that. I'm okay with just the magnesium, but mine have chilled out too. So if you want to add FeverFew to that, it's a good combo, and it's also natural. No matter what, taking baths, Epsom salts, baths. In the beginning, when I was rocked out of my mind, and before I even found those who were there to help me and guide me, and I was just figuring out what the hell was going on, and my body was hurting, and just body aches, just complete body aches. I was taking 3 to 4 baths a day. So take care of yourself. I mean, that's the most important part that we're learning right now in this part of this process, is that we especially us women, okay, we didn't take care of ourselves. We take care of everyone else. Who takes care of us? Nobody. We have to do that. We have to shut the door. We have to tell everyone they need to get their own food tonight. We shouldn't have to make up an excuse of why we need to rest. These are shifts that are going on in your family unit, right? And sometimes your health is the reason that these conversations even need to happen, because these triggers pop up. So sometimes just addressing these issues, if you are in a situation that you're not able to take care of yourself because you're taking care of everyone else, understand that these situations, and they might not even be health related, but something will manifest in your life that will make you rest. So, it's transform or die, basically, in a lot of situations in this time, right? And what I learned really, really quick is just transform. Because when we transform and we don't make excuses, we just tell people how we feel, we are genuine and we are honest, then they might get mad, but then they're not supposed to be in our life anyway, right? Because at least not right now at this point, because why wouldn't they want us to be taking care of ourselves? We can't take care of ourselves. We're completely broken down. How the heck are we going to take care of everyone else? And what we learn in this process is that the only way to take care of everyone else is to take care of ourselves, quite literally, especially your family units, okay? Because as you start shifting, then you start shifting the energy around you, which affects everyone in your family. It affects everyone around you. So one of two things is going to happen. Either other souls are going to resonate with you, and they might not speak your same language all the time, because we're at all these different levels, especially in this awakening ascension process. But if they're either going to resonate or they're going to have dissonance with you. And it's going to become quite polar. It's okay. That's what these things are coming up for triggers in your life to do this. So why I'm talking about this right now is because your health might be what's making you stop and take a really good look. No matter the situation, no matter if you're fixing to graduate, no matter what you've put up into now, if you're getting sick a lot and you're not able to take care of yourself, it's in your awareness and it's coming up as health a lot of the time, so that you'll do that. So realize that whenever you do what you're supposed to do, whenever you are listening to your intuition and you're asking for support, you're speaking it, activate cells, activate DNA, activate starseed lineage, activate serotonin, activate dopamine for pain relief. You can call on these things to activate in your body in these situations. You're gonna get guidance to help you through it. Even if you're in a situation where you're ill and maybe there's a financial situation going on, if you don't take care of yourself and you go try to plan something to take care of this situation, it's not gonna work, because what the situation was there to do was to make you take care of yourself. Now on the flip side, if you take care of yourself and you're working on this, you recognize that that's what you're supposed to be doing, and you ask the universe to help you, and Creator and God and your angels and however you address your universe, your team, if you ask and tell them, okay guys, here's the deal, I'm gonna take care of myself and I'm not gonna worry about that bill, but we got a bill that's got to be paid or else we don't have any electricity. What's the intent? If I don't have electricity, I can't take care of myself. Forget about it. Put it out there and then watch. I literally had a wreck. Didn't freak out. At first I thought it was just a Saturn test. I had this little fender bender. It wasn't a big deal. Actually needed some money, and it ended up being that got $1,700 to fix my car, but my car really didn't need it to be fixed. So, that's, you see, these little things, situations pop up to take care of us. Now, that's the biggest point. Most of the people that watch my channel right now are female, and that's not by accident. Those of us who are way showers in the divine feminine that are bringing in these energy codes and these templates are mothers, we're entrepreneurs, we're women. In this lifetime, we understand exactly what we've all been through, because there ain't one of us that's gone out unscathed. So it's an awful lot. We take care of ourselves, we take care of our children, then we're going through this awakening and ascension process. Our husbands don't want to talk about it because they think we're witches and going nuts is what their original thing is. Then they don't want you to talk to the kids about it, and the kids know more about it than you. The kids are the ones that are going, Mama, get it together, because we're already doing it. I don't want to make this too long, so I promise that'll be my next video, but I just wanted to talk about these Ascension symptoms and give you guys some heads up. I love you all of the all, for we are not small. We are tall. Can I get a hoot hoot? I call in the highest timeline of all dimensions, of all space and time, in this now, and I'll see you soon. Hey guys, I'm adding this real quick because I just finished that video, but I forgot about two important things with Ascension symptoms until I drove off. Some of you might be losing some hair. So this happened to me in my original activation because of the amount of energy that's coming in. Also, if you look back with your hair is energy, it's old energy. So just as we're clearing, the energy in our etheric bodies and the energy in our emotional bodies, then quite literally, like all this negative energy has to go. And this was a huge issue with the first wave. A lot of us obsessed about it because we're women, and so we focused on it, and every time we washed our hair and every time we thought about it, we kept manifesting it even worse. So know that, and that's why I wanted to plug this in. It's not that you're going bald. It will grow back, but that old energy has to come off. For me, it also happened with my toenails.
So my toenails and my fingernails literally, and you can even still see, I don't know if you can see, ooh, I'm gonna try to show you. Where is it? See that little crack on the left side? That's still where this old energy, I can't even describe it. This happened on my toenails as well. It was like it just created a dent, and then my toenail actually peeled off, you know, before it got to where it grows out in the quick. It didn't hurt because it was dead. It was dead cells and old energy, and so it just stopped growing because it wasn't attached to my physical body anymore. So my suggestion is, with the hair, use shampoos that don't have chemicals in it. Okay, so sulfate-free shampoos, definitely. And realize that it's part of the process. That's the biggest thing, because then you won't obsess about it, then you won't focus on it, and remember, whatever we focus on is our reality. So you can see I've got all this new growth that's come in, and then in the back as well, like it's thick, thick, thick. I cut my hair off a year ago, at least that much. So it grows back extremely fast, but I wanted to add this and tag it on to the end, so you know, it's all part of the process. We all love looking down. All we want is some success, but the chance is never around. I love that song. More Chiba. I'll talk to you soon. Hoot hoot. Bye.